What use is an F-call? An experience on a local mailing list this week made me consciously consider for the first time that I'm a member of a community in amateur radio. Now this might sound completely obvious to you, but consider this. Amateur radio as we know it today has been around for over 100 years. I've just downloaded the first annual official wireless blue book, updated to May of 1909. It's a call book. You'd recognize it instantly. In its 19 pages it lists call signs, locations and transmission power, even allocated wavelengths, in the United States and Canada. It also contains a handwritten list of updates and annotations, as well as sponsorship announcement for Modern Electrics and the Electro Importing Company, with a list of wireless goods that will make you sit up and take notice. I've been playing and working with computers for several decades. My first computer was a Commodore VIC-20. In 1982, I was the first person in my class to own their own computer. That's nearly 3 decades ago, and that's only a third of the way towards this call book. Why am I making such a big deal about how long amateur radio has been around? There's one simple reason. It still exists. It hasn't imploded, it hasn't faded, innovation is still being made, development is ongoing, and people are still joining today. The amateur community is one that appears to foster innovation and change. Even though some might think this as a stodgy boar, the truth is nothing like it. When you buy a different car, all of a sudden there are more cars like yours on the road. Everywhere you turn, there's another one just like yours. For me, amateur radio is just like that. Everywhere I turn, there's amateur radio. Last week, on the morning interview with Margaret Throsby on ABC Classic FM, there was an interview with Dick Smith, who was describing flying a helicopter solo around the world and finding a refuelling ship in the middle of the Pacific Ocean before GPS navigation, using an amateur radio beacon that he and his ham radio mate built from parts from Dick's shop. A community exists because of its participants. That is, the people in the community engage with each other to pursue their community. While there is merit in sitting behind your radio listening to conversations that are being held around you, there is much to be gained from pushing on the talk button too. Last week I met an amateur on air in Parabadoo. His voice was being overwhelmed by what I suspect were galahs. Without amateur radio and me keying the mic, I would have never made contact with him and some of his friends. For me it recalled an earlier time when I spent several years travelling around Australia. When I get on the road again, I'll never feel that I'm without the community that has existed for many years without me, and no doubt will continue long after I'm no longer here. While I cannot make you talk on air, and there's no reason that you must, I would like to encourage you to try. It's all part of our community. I'm Ono, VK6 Fox Lima Alpha Bravo.